Hi, my name is Susan Hazlett. I'm the Application Services Manager here at YarcData. I manage the Application Services team, and we put together the front-end stack for the Urika appliance. The front-end stack is a set of services that are built on standard web applications. Urika's Graph Analytics Application Services stack is the front user interface that covers all of our application services to get into and access the database. It's built on some standard web interfaces. It encompasses our programmatic interfaces, so if our customer wants to build their own program and access the database that way they can. And it also includes our Graph Analytics Manager, which is the graphical user interface that allows us to go in and do some more management of the database and management of the Urika appliance. So that's one of the advantages of using the graphical user interface or the front end interface, even in a programmatic way, is that you don't have to be a hardcore programmer. Especially with the graphical user interface, you can go there and write your queries, do a lot of discovery that way, especially when you're first developing, trying to find out what it is that you want to discover, going through that first part of discovery. You can use the user interface to write your queries or your updates, explore your data in ways that you might not have thought about doing it with traditional relational databases, and be able to, in real time, write your query, get your results, look at it, and modify your query so that if you needed to do something different with exploring that data, you could right then, right there, immediate. There's another part of the system that I really like within the application services, and that's what you can do with the application from an evaluation standpoint. That is, evaluating the system itself. What's the health of the system? Are my services running? You can also evaluate the database. What's going on with my database? If I need to find out if there's a problem with it, or to see what happened with my last query, if I want to do some query evaluation, I can either take a look at the logs, I can do a search through the logs for a specific query, I could take a look at the query itself, see the history of that query, do some statistical analysis on that query. For example, how long did it take for that query to run? What was the size of the result set for that query? I can get the query history. What were all the queries in the system that I had already run? And those are great for discovery purposes also, because you can go in and start writing your queries and not really have to remember what queries I wrote. So as you're developing your discovery, you can write 3 queries, you modify your queries as you go along, you write some more queries, and then an hour later, a day later, you might go back and reevaluate all that history of how did I get from point A to point B in my discovery. And those are great things if you want to do some exploration before you start writing your program to access the database programmatically. It's really great to have that time to just discover what's going on with your data, to explore your data, to just kind of get in there and see what your data can offer you, what kind of results that you're getting from your data. So in talking about data discovery and using the tool to explore your data, a colleague of mine working in cybersecurity used that technique to explore the data he was working with for a customer, and the end result of that was taking the series of queries that in the traditional sense for the customer would take days or weeks to do the query and get the results they wanted. He was able to do this in a matter of less than a day. And so the really exciting part of that is being able to explore the data, find out what you need, and do a query or a series of queries to get the end result of what you want faster than you've ever been able to do it before.